And welcome to another Doctor Who DVD review, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the original release of Spearhead from Space, which is a John Pertwee story. And for those who have literally just joined my YouTube channel, the Third Doctor is my favourite Doctor, and Spearhead from Space is one of my favourite Doctor Who stories, and I think it's second in my top 10 Third Doctor stories. And please feel free to check out that video, because I basically ranked all my favourite Third Doctor stories, and this has made it to, well, nearly to the top of the list. And so yeah, as you can see, it's the like I said, the original release, and this was the third release to come out at the very start of the range. So because before that you had the Robots of Death and the Five Doctors, the original edition, which I haven't even got the Five Doctors. I don't even have, the special edition of it. I'm not sure when I'm going to get that, because to be honest, I don't know which one to get. I don't know whether to get the original release and just put a different cover on it, or I don't know whether to get the special edition, because some people prefer the original. But anyway, that's another topic for another video. So yes, as you can see, the cover, it's incredibly basic, as a lot of the covers were during the start of the range. They were the pictures were pretty much sort of screen grabs from the story, and I think this one's actually flipped. I'm not entirely sure. And so yeah, it's very basic. It's got a nice sort of black logo and a really sort of old U sticker. I've got the special edition of it, and I believe that is rated as PG, and to be honest, I think this should have been rated at PG. So at the top here you've got this, I don't know why they did this, but you've got DVD video, and you've got the BBC logo on the right hand side, and after a certain release they stopped doing that and just put the BBC logo and got rid of the DVD video logo. So yes, yeah, you've got a nice little icon of John Pertwee there, and then you've got the spine. It's pretty grey, it's a bit dull, but I do quite like that sort of screen grab. It just pretty much shows how much of a sad fan I am, really. And then you've got, obviously it's a pre-to entertain, so there's not going to be a to entertain logo on there. And we have some snapshots from the story. Quite nice photos. You've got an Auton, Channing, etc., and you've got the picture, which is actually featured on pretty much all the John Pertwee DVDs. A little icon. It's practically the same. So yeah, that's quite cool. And of course, the story is written by the legend that is Robert Holmes. And of course, back in the start of the range, the special features were very, there weren't a lot at all, really. It was just very minuscule sort of number of special features on there. So yeah, I'll read you the blurb, and then I'll pretty much give you my thoughts on the story. And so the blurb is: exiled to Earth in the late 20th century by his own people, the Time Lords, the newly regenerated Doctor arrives in Oaksley Woods alongside a shower of mysterious meteorites. Investigating these unusual occurrences, the newly formed United Nations Intelligence Task Force, UNIT for short, led by Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart, UNIT are soon called into action when people and meteorites start going missing. Most puzzling of all is the attempted kidnap of a strange hospital patient, a man with two hearts, who insists that he recognises the Brigadier. The new Doctor soon joins forces with his old friend Unit, and the recently recruited Dr. Liz Shaw. But time is running out. Irregular things are happening at a nearby plastics factory, with faceless creatures lurking in the woods. The Nestines have arrived and want to conquer the Earth. So yeah, slight dramatic reading there. And so yeah, as you can see, it sort of proves my point that the special features are very low on the ground. I think the unit recruitment film is quite good, but other than that, pretty low in terms. Well, not many special features at all. So yeah, let's open up, and as you can see, you've got the booklet with just the same picture on the front cover, and you've also got these discs, which I absolutely hate. I only get these releases because of the cover design, and because I'm a collector, so I thought, may as well get the old ones and add them to my collection if they are going to take, even if they are going to take up a lot of space, but just never mind. So yeah, what are my thoughts on Spearhead from Space? Now, like I said, it is one of my favourite Doctor Who stories ever, one of my favourite John Pertwee stories ever, and also this is practically where a lot of you all know that this is the pretty much starting point for when Doctor Who was, cut in colour, and there's a lot of firsts for this story. You've got the first appearance of the Autons, you've got the first appearance of Liz Shaw, you got the first appearance of I'm trying to think, but yeah, a lot of firsts. Like I said, it's the first time it was in colour as well, and I think this is. I think the majority of fans really do. This story gets a lot of praise, and to be honest, I can't really see anything wrong with the story. It's brilliantly written. It looks fantastic. It's a really great production. And of course, because it was on film, it got a Blu-ray release, which I did mention in a couple of videos before. I would really like to get the Blu-ray release, because obviously there's some really good special features on that apparently, even though I think the picture quality on that release has improved slightly, but to be honest, the picture quality and sound quality on this release is fine. It's just the special features are a bit thin on the ground. But overall, it's a fantastic story. John Pertwee, you can tell he really does love playing the Doctor. And I think Liz Shaw is incredibly underrated, extremely underrated. I think because she's really intelligent, I think you do you lose the relatability a little bit. I mean, to be honest, quite a few of the classic companions are kind of unrelatable, because that's what the new series improved upon. Yes, it's a fantastic story, and the Autons are probably at their best here, because the Autons are actually one of my favourite Doctor Who villains, or monsters, whatever you call them. I love Terror of the Autons as well. It's not as good as Spearhead, but for me, this story is a perfect 10 out of 10. I honestly cannot find anything wrong with it, and of course, it's direct. The way it's been directed is fantastic, because obviously, like I said, it was on film, and so you get these really brilliant shots, these handheld shots walking backwards through the corridors. It just looks beautiful, like the way it is just a all-round classic, and I think it's actually a great jumping on point for new Doctor Who. If you're wanting to get into the classic series, I think this is an absolutely brilliant place to start, because John Pertwee is a fantastic Doctor. I know that's a little bit biased because he is my favourite, but honestly, he's just fantastic. And the Brigadier is brilliant, as played by Nicholas Courtney, of course, the Doctor Who legend that he is. And it's just a fantastic story. I can't express how much I can't put into words how much I love the story, because I could just go on forever talking about it. It's just brilliant. And if you're sort of getting into the classic series, I'd highly recommend that you pick up the Mannequin Mania box set, because that contains the Auton stories, Spearhead and Terror, and that box is probably one of the best box sets to buy if you're looking to get into the classic series. I just highly recommend that you buy that box set if you haven't watched any of these stories, because I guarantee that you will love the Third Doctor, and Terror of the Autons features the first appearance of the Master, so to be honest, if you haven't watched any of those stories, then I guarantee you're in for a treat, because you will not be disappointed, I guarantee it. So yes, as my rating, like I said, I think I said 10 out of 10. I just can't find anything wrong with it. John Pertwee is my favourite Doctor, and it's one of my favourite stories, and Season 7 is a masterclass season. It's perfect, I think. Regardless of what you think of Ambassadors of Death, I think it's a fantastic season. Just one of the best seasons ever from Doctor Who. So yes, thank you very much for watching my review. I know I've just praised the story throughout. I can't find anything wrong with it. I think it's flawless. I think it's fantastic. So yes, thank you very much for watching my video, and I'm not sure what my next DVD review will be, because obviously it's going to be of the 4th Doctor next. So I'm tempted to review Genesis of the Daleks, because my original review of that was pretty crap. So yes, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you soon.